Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make a future bass synth with 6 plugins that I like to use that sounds a little something like this. Alright, let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing you want to start out with is the MIDI. Now I have a grand piano here for the instrument, and I've made a MIDI. So the first plugin that I'm using is called Helm. Helm is a free synth that I really like just how simplistic it is. So the first thing that I like to do is change this one to a square oscillator, and then put this on harmony and turn it up to 5. Now as you can hear, it sounds a little bit more dynamic. And I like to turn this one up to 12. And then turn the portamento and turn that up like right about here. Now for this I like taking the filter envelope and putting it down like that. And then turning down this a little bit. And then I put this, hold on, I have to enable stutter first. I turn this up all the way and turn this on 1/8, 1/8. Now as you can hear, starting to get there. So I'm going to take this and put it right here, I believe. Yes, okay. That's what you want, is this sound, which is starting to sound more and more like a future bass synth. Now, I like turning up the noise a little bit, and I turn up the voices all the way. Some computers can't handle it, so make sure, according to your MIDI here, how many max keys is pressed at once. So mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would turn this to 8, but I don't really care that much how many are pressed, and my computer can handle it, so I just turn that up all the way usually. And then besides that, that's pretty much it for this one. So now as you can hear when I play it back, starting to sound better. So one thing I don't really like about this is that it's very flat, it's very mono. So the second VST that I'm going to be using is called Ozone. Ozone is also free, and it's really helpful in trying to spread out mono into stereo. So as I can play this back, it's an audio visualizer, so you can see that it's very flat up and down. So what I like to do is take this, turn on stereoize, and then turn that up to 10.9, and turn up this one to 56.6, and now as you can hear, it's sounding a lot better. It's sounding more spread out, but the problem is that it's clipping a bunch, and you can see that when it hits it and it turns red, that means that that's clipping a lot. So how to fix that is to, usually I just turn down the volume. Some people would put on masters or compressors or whatever, but I like turning down the volume. So the third VST that we're going to be using is called Slick EQ, and I'll put all of the VSTs in the description. They're all free, they're all 64-bit. So the first thing I like doing is turning this to British, and then turning up the gain to 7, and then turning the low gain to 3.5 decibels. And now, and This is it without. So it kind of brings it out more, which I really like. Sometimes I'll change to this one, I believe. It really depends on the type of synth that I'm using. Now the next one that I like to use is DAW chorus, and I'll put the Ozone Imager as the last one to be played. If you're using a different DAW, it'll work. Just make sure you use this to be the last one so that it recognizes all the ones below it. So I like putting Tal Chorus right next to Helm 64, and then I'll turn this one on. I'll turn the volume a bit down, and now as you can hear, so I really like when I put on the chorus because it just makes it spreads it out more, which is what I like to achieve when making future bass. Now, the other one that I'll put on here is Tau Reverb, and if you turn up the low cut on this one, and turn up the size, or you turn down the size actually, to about here. Now, as you can hear, oh, turn down. No, I'll keep that there. Now, as you can hear, at the very end, you can hear that little ting that I like. Not too much reverb. I really like my future bass synths flat, so I don't put on too much reverb. And then, out of personal preference, it doesn't do much, but it does do a little thing. I like putting on this leveling tool, which I'll also put on the description. I turn this up a little bit, and then I turn this up a little bit. So I can hear there's a teeny tiny difference, and actually that may be a little too much, so this one. I like that just because it keeps it at a certain level so you can see. So that's how you get a good future bass synth that sounds a little something like this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.